In your 5 years of experience with customer engagement platforms, what are some of the what were some of the brands that started this entire journey? I mean, what actually revolutionized gamification for us?
I think it would be safe to say that gamification has been around in different forms for a long time.
Right.
And if you now go back after you listen to this podcast, and if you go back and explore the idea of what had psychological impact on customers or users, you will agree with me that gamification has been around for a long, long time, right? But I can give you some examples that I happen to remember for the simple reason that they made an impact on me.
Yeah. We would
Uh,
like to know that.
yeah, because they motivated me to start doing stuff that I did not want to do before.
Okay.
So the first one that I would recall is the Apple Fitness app. This is there on Apple Watches, and I think with the latest upgrades, it's also there in the iOS on the phones. Now here, there is a ring. There is a circular ring which closes on itself when you reach your daily movement goal. So, for example, you set 300 calories as a goal daily. When you walk enough or run enough and you burn that calories, the ring closes, right? Now you can say, well, Casey, what's so great about a ring closing? The alternative would have been to show a number.
Okay.
For example, if you have walked enough to burn 200 calories today, the default option would have been to show you have burned 200 out of 300 calories, 100 more to go. So the gap between what you have done so far and your goal is being shown numerically, right? The representation is numerical. Or someone might even want to show it like a line which is incomplete. But what I think Apple has done very, very well here is they've chosen a circle. Uh, and why I feel this is so awesome is because if it is incomplete, it is going to drive you nuts.
Right.
It's going to drive you nuts. Your focus now has actually shifted from walking those dreaded 10,000 steps to closing the circle. This is brilliant because what they have done is they have transformed the problem. Okay, it's no longer taking 10,000 steps. It's all about closing the ring. Okay, now this is very clever because it's visual and it's very it's not something that makes me even want to calculate how much is left. All I want is to see that ring close. Okay, so it plays upon my psychology. Again, we are back to that term, right? Therefore I feel it's a phenomenal example of gamification. And of course they have started making it personalized. Their notifications now call you by your first name and all that good stuff, which is over and above the fundamental fact that it is now gamified, right? The second example that I can again from my own personal life recall is some years ago I took membership in the American Express membership rewards credit card. I just happened to be walking around in the Mumbai airport when I was sold that card. And what I really like about that card, now this is an example of a reward point program, which goes back to one of your questions. This is an example of reward point program classifying as excellent gamification because it has caused change in me and in many other people. It's a very successful card. It's got only two rules to remember. Make four transactions of 1500 rupees or more per month,
Hmm.
and you will get 1,000 points.
Okay.
Exceed 20,000 rupees per month of expenditure, and you'll get another 1,000 points. There are only two rules to remember to the game. Okay, and it is, I can see myself doing it. The day that girl who was selling me the card told me, "Sir, all you need to do is to make four transactions of," back in the day it was 1,000 rupees or more. I could visualize myself easily making those transactions because you go grocery shopping and you do some other small things, it's going to happen, right? I saw myself doing it, and hence there was no reason not to do it. right? Which is again a psychological angle to it, because if I'm able to see myself doing something, chances are very high that I will do it,
Of course.
right? So these are two amazing examples that I can recall, and it really pulled my strings.